All right, guys, LeBron James and a host of other influential black athletes and entertainers are joining forces to protect and expand voting rights for the African American community. The organization is called More Than a Vote, and it will focus on registering voters in anticipation for November's general election and fighting against voter suppression. Draymond Green, Trae Young, Udonis Haslem, as well as some of our own ESPN analysts, you Perk, Jalen Rose, Chiney Ogwumike, they are all among the names who have signed up for the cause. Several of them, please note, live in key states where black voters are expected to make a difference this fall. LeBron told the New York Times, quote, "We're going to give you the background of how to vote and also what they're trying to do, the other side, to stop you from voting." Perk, how did LeBron talk to you about getting involved?
Well, Rachel, here it is. We're talking about one of the most powerful, intelligent, iconic figures in LeBron James, once again coming to the front line. And being as brilliant as he is, what he did was he pulled a lot of powerful, popular entertainers, athletes together to basically form his own White House. And he's the leader and we're the Congress, like seriously. And when you think about what he's doing, more than a vote, it's basically, you know, educating not only the African American culture, but all cultures who don't really know about voting, who don't know the ins and outs, who don't know that, you know, they may tell you that, oh, you can't vote because your criminal background, which may not be true, or certain ways that you could vote from your home and stuff like that. So what he's doing right now is that, can we change racism? No, we can't change racism. Racism has been around for hundreds of years. But what we can have an effect and change is the system. And how do we change the system? By voting and getting the right people in office and the right leaders in America. So we're just going to do a great job, trying to do a great job of educating people on how to vote, you know, where to go vote, who are you voting for and why. So it's just a beautiful thing that, once again, LeBron James has put together, and he has, built a strong team of athletes and entertainers that are ready to ride and push for the culture and everyone to go out there and vote.
When LeBron started his foundation, for years it was a little bit unfocused, and then he found something that he was passionate about, which was helping at-risk kids in school. And he's done some incredible things in that area and continues to do them. His political focus has been a little bit here and there over the years. This is him making a move and making a focus and using all of his ability and all of his powers to unite and focus things on a big issue coming up. And so he has shown before he can make major strides, and it'll be fascinating to watch as he tries to do the same things like he's done with his foundation with this initiative.
Yeah, and what I love about this is, you know, people are told go vote, but as you pointed out, Kendrick, some of the specifics, right, are different depending on where you live. And also, I don't think people are sometimes as informed that it's not just who you vote for president, who you vote for Secretary of State in your state,
right.
Something that you might just ignore on your ballot. That's the person who's in charge of the next election. That's the person who will decide how many voting booths are in your part of town. And as we've seen in places like Georgia, that becomes very important. Who you vote for city council can make a difference on how much money the police force gets, what the budget is. So there's all kinds of things that you can vote for on the ballot that people need to know a little bit more about, and also, of course, how to combat voter suppression if you feel that is happening to you. I'm really interested to see how you guys do all this, Kendrick. I think it's a credit to you that you are trying to get all Americans to be able to exercise their right to vote. I really appreciate that. I also want to give credit.
Rachel, guess what? Right now, I'm learning also. So right now, while I'm trying to educate, I'm being educated myself. So thank you, though, because, you know, I think this is huge.
Absolutely. And I want to give some credit to a few of the teams who are raising their voices as well. The Clippers created a short film narrated by Paul George. It's called While We Were Away. It raises awareness to the hardships faced by the world over the past 3 months due to both coronavirus and protests against police brutality. The Kings put out a joint PSA along with the Minnesota Timberwolves and Lynx, calling for unity and action in the wake of George Floyd's death. Brian, at this point, nearly all of the NBA's teams have issued statements in support of the protests. Even the Knicks, who released a statement after 2 internal emails trying to justify why they wouldn't release a statement. But anyway, once we get to Orlando, how much of an appetite do you think, Brian, the owners, the league, fans will have if players take these protests to the court? Maybe if they kneel during the anthem, which is currently specifically against NBA rules.
Well, Adam Silver has shown time and time again support for players voicing, their opinions about political issues. The thing is, though, Rachel, I don't know whether there's going to be anthems in Orlando. The anthems are built around the fans. They're built around a performer. We're not going to have either of those. It's one of 1,000 different things that the NBA has to look at. I don't know if they've made any strides towards that. But whatever the players want to do to make their voices heard, the environment has been supported by Adam Silver in the past, and I expect it to be supported again.
I think Rachel, listen, I think the protest is going to be at an all-time high for us with all the players being together at once. They're going to figure out different ways using their social media platforms. I'm pretty sure they're already getting T-shirts printed out for pre-game warm-ups. So I think, they're going to be able to come together and come up with different ideas and different ways to protest. So I think it's going to be even stronger once they all come together and get into that bubble. Because once again, this is bigger than basketball. So although they're going to be there competing, they're also going to be there, with each other in this time of need to address the issues that we're dealing with in America. And I think it's going to be very strong once they get to Orlando.